Hi, my name is Didi Emmons, and I'm the author of Wild Flavors, a cookbook about a 70-year-old farmer and her farm. And today I'm going to make kale with apples. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the onions browned before I add the kale. So I've got some olive oil here, and I'm going to add it to a hot skillet. And I've got some sliced onions. It's very hot. And I'm going to turn the heat down to about medium. And then I'm just going to let it sit there. And we're not going to touch the onions for 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to let them caramelize slowly. So low to medium heat is good. And then you can stir them after 5 minutes and then let them go again for another 5. So the onions are caramelized. Here I have the apple. It's nice to use a tart apple. I think these were Brimming, but even Fuji or Kale will work. Here's the garlic. Never have too much garlic. It's about 3 cloves. And then we have the raisins. And then we're ready to add the kale. So here's the kale. It's quite a bit of kale. It's about 1.5 bunches on average as it goes at the market. And we're going to add some water to kind of let this dish steam so that the kale can soften a bit. We're going to let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes and stirring every now and then. We've let the kale cook, and it's really it's quite tender, and really the only way to tell if it's tender is to take a tiny bit and consume it. It's up to you whether you want the kale a little crunchy. Some people prefer it very well cooked, which in that case you can add a little more water. Right now, I like it, so I'm going to add a little balsamic just to kind of perk up the flavor. And I'm going to cook it just until I think that has evaporated or it's been soaked up. The balsamic has pretty much evaporated, and now you have to move kind of quickly or turn the heat off. We're going to add the final touches. We're going to add a little bit of smoked paprika. You could also use some chipotle. Really, we just want some smoky flavor. You can get hot smoked paprika or you can get mild. And this is spicy. It's like the garlic for me. You can never have too much of it. And then we're going to add some toasted walnuts, nice and quickly. Some salt, not too much because we're going to add the feta. And this is a sheep's feta. And the flavor I prefer over a cow's feta, but I do love goat's feta, so that's absolutely fine to add. And now we're just going to stir everything together and let that cheese kind of soften a little bit and distribute everything. And this is the kind of side dish that is really festive. You could even add chopped cranberries instead of the raisins if you want a holiday dish. So we're ready to go. And I'm just going to put a little bit on this dish. And here you go, sauteed kale and apples.